too. Knows about the grind. Yeah, the bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Monday, nasties. How you doing out there? Zach, I need some juice in these headphones. Can't even hear myself. What? Hello. There we go. Welcome to EST Afternoons. Here live from the William Hunt Studios. Joaquin, Gage, Zach, Kubish, Hernan, Salas here with you as it's finals week. Get going on Wednesday. Edmonton Oilers, Florida Panthers, media day tomorrow. They've met. I don't think they skated today. They were supposed to, but a lot of players did speak with the media. We'll get to maybe Evander Kane here in the second segment. Just hear from some of the boys as game one kicks off on Wednesday, 6 o'clock here in Edmonton, which is just unreal to say again. They're back in the Stanley Cup Finals with home ice advantage, which is also unreal. Fun show on tap. Loaded show. A lot of Oilers, Florida Panthers. Of course, we'll have Kordell Jackson from the Edmonton Elks. He was DB last year in his rookie year. He's going to play linebacker this year. He'll join us at 1:40. Lots of Elks coming because the CFL season starts this week. So we will talk a lot of CFL, a lot of Edmonton Elks. 2 o'clock inside the numbers. And at 2:20, we're going to do the Need for Speed segment early because once the Oilers get going, it's going to be obviously a lot of Oilers. Tim Hauraney, F1 Indy Car insider, also from TSN, joins us at 2:20. So we're going to have a lot of fun on the show. Like always, hit us up on the River Korean Box, 780-218-9999. The Nasty Chat, and slam that thumbs up. 150, that's the min. That's the min here during playoffs, especially in the finals. So we should be feeling good. So let's go. Of course, Edmonton Sports Talk brought to you by Play Alberta. Got some new promos here for you for the month of June. Deposit 20 or more to get a $50 casino bonus using promo code EST Casino. And then you can also deposit 20 to get a $50 free sports bet using promo code EST Sports. And I think the YEG 51 is also still good to use. So there you go. There are your promo codes for good old June. Before Gager, just a big happy birthday to my niece.
Your niece.
Javiera. 21 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. She
Going over to
Vegas?
Yeah. Going over to my sister's after work for dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have a little dinner for her. And then, because, you know, these young kids on the weekend, they're like, I'm going out. I'm like,
oh, yeah. You won't see them.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
They invite us, but I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Well, yeah, because how did it go on, was it Friday? Yeah, it was Friday.
It was good.
You go to White Ab after?
No. We went to a karaoke bar.
You did?
And my nephew sang La Bamba.
No way.
Yeah.
You didn't?
No. He wanted to, right? So I didn't want to steal his thunder.
You should have.
It's like a Salas thing now. We're singing La Bamba at all different places.
Don't do that.
It was good. I got to see you. The Glizzies were very much appreciated at that point in the night. And, I mean, smaller crowd there. Nice day, though. It was a great
day.
They won.
Did they?
2019. Yeah.
Good.
Saw a lot of nasties. Saw Matthew. I know Tom was there. Saw a lot of my old friends from the Elks, a lot of co-workers, and it was great to see them and say hi.
Yeah. Saw Cam Moon.
Oh, you saw Mooner. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It was back in the kitchen. I was at a different concession. Not sure if I liked that one too much, but no, it worked out fine. There wasn't that many people, right? So it wasn't that busy.
Like you're on the concourse and it's empty.
Yeah. It's kind of weird.
It's very weird.
Yeah, don't. My advice: don't get the nacho chips. Don't get the popcorn, and don't get the. I mean, we were talking the sweet potato fries. Don't get them. I don't think, unless you really want them. But they just don't make sense to me.
Yeah, me either. For the amount you're paying and what you get, it's
hot dogs, hamburgers. Ask for the sandwiches. I know I gave Tommy one of the sandwiches. They're good.
Yeah.
There's a new type of dog, like a There's a smoky instead. So there's a value.
Nice.
There's a colossal that's a little bit bigger, and then there's a smoky, which was actually really good. Or get the loaded tater tots.
Nice, yeah. But a good vibe. I mean, it's preseason. Everything goes for real. Saturday, the Elks open on the road in BC with Snoop Dogg in attendance. So that game should be fun. Curtis Rourke versus Trey Ford. That's going to be great. I can't wait for that game on Saturday night. I'm going to be locked in watching that from front to back. I don't care what the score is or what happens, but got to have faith in this Elks team. Let's hope they get off to a really, really good start and that all gets going in BC where they've had a lot of trouble in the last 3-4 years. Joaquin, what do you want to get to here? Well, there's just so much. Like race week was, like I said, there's not many athletes I truly dislike, but that Max guy, we'll get to it. He's just pissing me off. Again, I dabbled into the Indy and NASCAR. Good. NASCAR is really long though. So I think I got to time what parts I want to watch, but very, very fun. I was telling you, I watched that Dale Earnhardt documentary on Prime.
That's what I was looking up.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a little bit of everything. You always heard about him growing up, but I wasn't into auto racing at the time. But if you're looking for something interesting to watch, it's a good documentary. Obviously very sad, but very good.
Yeah, I thought he was called the Eliminator, wasn't he? Dale Earnhardt?
No, I don't think it was the Eliminator. Nonetheless, the orders yesterday, alarms went up. Some people were reporting that McDavid left practice early. Knobloch said he was all good. Did you get the name? No?
Yeah. What? Yeah, it's the Intimidator.
The Intimidator.
Yeah, it's not the Eliminator. The Intimidator.
Yeah, he was hardcore, man. He was hardcore. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And Knobloch said no issues with Connor. They didn't practice today. He's expecting him to go through the full practice tomorrow, so that's good news. He also said, this is today, Connor Brown will be in Edmonton's Game 1 lineup. So is it for you automatic Jeff Skinner comes out?
Probably.
Yeah, you can't see anyone else. I can't.
I just, and I don't know, I think Skinner, I don't know if he has it in him, but it's just, look, he scored a goal. There's a few shifts in there. He just looked on the defensive side a little bit tentative, right? And the Dallas Stars had a couple good chances, or there seemed to be a couple chances brewing when he was on the ice.
Yeah.
I didn't do a deep dive to see a defensive assignments or anything like that. Look, he scored the goal. There could be another injury or something, and maybe he's injected and he's got at least one game under his belt, but he scored a goal in a critical game in the conference final game. But I just think the mindset of Connor Brown is a little bit different than Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner goes in for a puck, sees a guy there. He's looking to intercept it or get in a position, whereas Connor Brown's going 100 miles or as fast as he possibly can to finish that check, right? And you're going to need that.
There's a little bit different.
Yeah, you're going to need that in this next series. You're going to have to find a way to wear down the Kulikovs, the Ekblads, the Joneses, right? Finishing every single check.
Because Hyman's the other one. So for me, it's Skinner, Arvidsson, or Trent Frederick. Those are my three options. I think Skinner by far would be on most people's, would be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Because, Frederick, yes, he hasn't been at his best, but they still haven't taken him out. I don't see why they would do it now. Arvidsson, at the time I didn't agree with it. They wanted to inject some speed with Kasperi Kapanen, and he's been really good. So, yeah, I can't see Kapanen coming out either.
No. You're just a big body. Yeah. Mikkola. Well, that's who I was thinking. Mikkola, Forsling, Jones, Ekblad. You
need physicality.
I think, yeah.
And Seth Jones is it. I think Benny said it on the hangout. If we're comparing the decors, Seth Jones is way above Ekman Larson compared to last year.
Think so?
Seth Jones is a way better defenseman. Younger.
Larson played well, though.
He did, but I think Seth Jones just gives him a different element.
Yeah, no, it's a good, it's an upgrade. I'll go with that.
Gil says if Frederick doesn't start moving better, I'd be tempted to leave Skinner and pull Trent.
Yeah, there's something to that a little bit, I think. I want to see how this series goes, right? This is going to be a way more physical series than the one against the Stars. It's just Edmonton's going to have to assert their
dominance.
I don't know if it's dominance, but their physicality, because both teams can dominate physically, I think.
They've been so good, though. Like, it's unreal. Okay, let me ask you this. Let's get into this. So, Brown is going to play, so someone has to come out. Sounds like it's probably going to be Jeff Skinner. If not, maybe Arvidsson. Highly unlikely it's Frederick. And maybe it's Kapanen. Who knows? We'll find out, I guess, closer to Wednesday who comes in, but defense will remain the same. Obviously, Stuart Skinner is your starting goaltender. Gager, since game 2 against LA, everything's kind of gone the Oilers' way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not saying they're getting all the breaks, but they've gotten breaks that's led them to wins. Not a lot has gone wrong outside of the Hyman injury, which is a crushing blow. I get it. Are you a little concerned things have gone way too smooth in these last, 14 games where they've gone 12-2 or whatever it is? Or do you think they've kind of created these own breaks and they're just a wagon of a team?
I don't think they've gone that smoothly. I think they've earned a lot of what they've got. I'm trying to see, what was it? I'm trying to think on the Dallas. Oh, it was the shot straight out. I'm trying to think, was it Wallman that shot the puck straight out? Was it game 4 and they missed the call? Oilers went and scored 2 real quick ones right after. Yeah, it was when we were watching together, right?
Yeah, because I said they're going to score here.
Yeah, so they scored 2. But, they always talk about how it always tends to even things out. And I forget who it was again, but someone had lifted the stick of a Dallas, and it might have been Sagan or something, but he just popped up a stick and his own stick hit him in the face.
Yeah.
And the Oilers got called for high sticking right there, right? So was it a high sticking call? No. His own stick hit him in the face, and there was a chance for the Dallas Stars to take advantage of a call that was missed there. Oilers took advantage of the calls that first happened, like the Wallman straight out. They took advantage of that by scoring 2 and not being on the penalty kill. Dallas Stars had a power play. They just didn't take advantage of those certain things. So I think it's kind of even where, there's some breaks, but you got to take advantage of those breaks.
Yeah, because that's fair. Because I was trying to compare it to Florida. They dusted Tampa in 5. Toronto was the stiffest test they had, 7 games. Right? They were down 2-0. And then they dusted Carolina. So very similar to the Oilers, who kind of struggled a bit with LA. Right? If it wasn't for their coach, they'd probably be somewhere. Do
you think LA would be in the Stanley Cup final?
Ooh, that's a good question. I was surprised how bad Dallas was, and I'm going to give a lot of credit to the Oilers. I thought the Oilers were awesome against them. I wasn't impressed with Vegas. I thought they were slow. They just didn't look right. And then, LA scared me for sure. They were up 2-0. Probably should have won game 3 and 4 if their coach doesn't blow it for them, right? That's just, I love the what ifs.
Oh, I know. But I mean, that's the.
Do the Oilers come back if they're down 3-1?
Probably.
Right?
I wouldn't put it past them, right? What a horrible move by Hiller. Horrible. There's no movement on the coaching yet, has there? Well,
no, and Ken Holland said he's looking forward to working with Hiller.
No, that's what
they all say that.
They all say that. That's what GM said about when I was on the team.
I don't know. I just, maybe it's destiny. Maybe it's a team of destiny. Like, I just find the Oilers have just been cruising. And again, I'm giving them a lot of credit because they've earned a lot of that. They're cruising because they're playing extremely well.
Like let's face it. The division finals were much better than the conference finals to watch.
Oh, yeah.
If you had no stake in the game, like if those weren't your teams watching, you would say, because Florida manhandled Carolina.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was a joke. And
to an extent, the Oilers manhandled Dallas.
But not like Florida beat them up the first 2 games. And then, it was... Say what you want. The conference final games weren't as appealing, I don't think. The Oilers one was a little bit more watchable, I would say. And maybe I'm saying that just because I was more intently watching it. But I think this is going to be a really, really good Stanley Cup final with 2 teams. One wants to cement has legacy on the line. Other one's just trying to get that first one. The heartache from last year, going 7. It's amazing that these two, I know I've said it, but for the exact same teams to get back to the finals again, with the only change is the home ice advantage has changed. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. It's
how big is game 1?
Oh, that first hit, Rogers.
But I mean, just to win, right?
It's gonna be great. Oh, it's gonna be rocking, man. Like, you hope the Oilers can take game 1, because then it's like, let's go grab that second one, and then it's pretty much over.
How can you can't say that against this Florida team?
No, it's their 3rd time, Joaquin. That's hard to do, man.
Yeah, but it's the Oilers' 2nd time, and they were.
And I'm not saying Oilers have more motivation to win, because Florida is like, we want to win our 2nd cup here, guys. We want to start building like a dynasty, right?
Well, that it comes down to guys that haven't won it before, like Seth Jones. Brad Marchand. It's only had 1. He's been to the Cup final now. What? Is this his 4th time to the Cup final, or 3rd? Or no, one with Boston. Was he there 2 other times though? They lost against St. Louis. Now maybe this is just his 3rd time to the finals.
Who else is new on that team? Seth Jones, their backup goalie, obviously.
Let me look. Oops. Forgot my mouse.
Are they better than last year?
Are they better?
So Marchand, Seth Jones, Vitek, Vanishek, Jesse Puljujärvi.
Luosterainen was there last year. That
Are you going to chime in?
Yeah, I was. I was gonna say, like, they kind of filled the holes that they lost from last season, because they had Tarasenko there as well, and then Montour moving on.
Montour,
that's right.
Yeah.
So I mean, you bring in Brad Marchand; he's better than Tarasenko is at this moment.
Nate Schmidt was there last year.
No,
he wasn't.
He was with Winnipeg.
Oh, he was. Was he with Winnipeg last year?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nate Schmidt, he's one of those guys that you always hear is unbelievable to have in the locker room, right?
Yeah. So they haven't changed a lot. Less than the Oilers, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The Oilers have changed a lot more, which is kind of crazy. So, Marner to LA from Unfortunate Son. Whoa, what are we talking about here, guys? I'll tell you something. They get Marner. That's not going to get him over the hump that is the Edmonton Oilers. That guy disappears in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's...
LA, if you want to beat the Oilers, get a goalie.
What?
Get a 4th. Get some depth.
Get a coach.
Get a coach
that trusts his players.
Yeah.
He played 6D all year and went down to 4 in the first
Went
round.
to 4 and then 9 forwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he started sitting Kuzmenko towards the end because he wasn't playing well. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Hey, the afternoon inbox, like always, is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Tap 25 Restaurant. The entire menu is 50% off, available 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. On the other side of the break, we will hear from Evander Kane. We'll continue to tee up Oilers and Panthers that gets going on Wednesday, plus Elks, F1, Inside the Numbers. Got the NBA Finals starting as well. The CFL season kicks off on Thursday for week 1. It's going to be great. Absolutely fantastic. The thumb's really slow right now, only at 32. Let's bump those numbers up. I know it's Monday and you might have the Monday blues, but if you're watching us, please just slam that thumbs up. If you're listening on iHeart or TuneIn Radio app or EdmontonSportsTalk.com, just come on over and hit it. And we want to hear from you. Nasty Chat, River Cree Inbox. We're back after the break. Here's Coop.
NHL, Sasha Barkov takes home the Selke Trophy for being the best defensive forward in the league, while also winning the King Clancy Memorial Trophy for showing leadership qualities on and off the ice while making contributions to his community. Staying in Tampa, the Lightning have re-upped 33-year-old Yanni Gourde to a 6-year contract extension worth nearly $2.5 million a season. Gourde was re-attained by Tampa midway through last season from Seattle, having 31 points in 57 games. Football news sees 4-time Pro Bowler Frank Ragnow of the Lions announcing his retirement at 29 years old. He played 7 seasons in the NFL. MLB action has 7 games on the slate. Angels and Red Sox go at it. Mets meet the Dodgers. Well, the Padres play the Giants. Colorado and Miami open the night with first pitch at 4:40. While in Vancouver, Canada's under-20 women's national team takes on Mexico at 2 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. We roll on with EST Afternoons after the break.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to the Banquet and dive into banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret, unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
.124, welcome back to EST Afternoons. This wind's really pissing me off, Gager. It's been windy every damn day. Yesterday was a gong show out there, man.
Yesterday I had to do a lot of yard work.
Oh.
So
no bueno.
Had to rake, had to like dethatch, rake, aerate, all that stuff, cut it and everything. But I didn't mind it because the wind was so cold. Like when it's hot and just sweating out there doing, so it kind of my body temperature was regulated with yard work and a cool breeze. But I can see how you are upset about this because this wind. I mean, you always want to talk to Clausen about this, but I don't know. There's probably 30% chance he would pick up the phone anyway.
Well, I sometimes I know he listens, so I'm like, seriously, what's up with this wind? Like it's getting ridiculous. We're not Lethbridge.
I literally went to go walk across the street. Well, literally, of course I did. You don't figuratively walk across the street, but I walked across the street yesterday and it blew my hat off my head. Like It was fine. The big wind gust came in and I'm like, man, I wonder what Trev's thinking right now. He probably feels at home from Pincher Creek, one of the windiest places in the world. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man. This damn wind needs to go. I had to run indoors on the treadmill. Did 8K this morning.
How'd that go?
Good.
You like the treadmill?
Like I was telling the GF, I was like, because like getting up in the morning, she's like, "You gonna go run?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then like I probably look like crap, but I'm like, as soon as I get like the first 10-15 minutes are the hardest. Because you're like, why am I doing this? Should I just stop? Should I just do it tomorrow? But once you get through that, you're fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always that initial in the morning. It's
Yeah.
like, oh gosh, what am I doing? But then I hate it because then you just sit there looking at your alarm clock for the next whatever
And
hour.
then you feel guilty. You're like,
then
why didn't I go?
I should have just went. I didn't sleep. So
And then there's a little dude working in there too, like scrawny, and man, he was pumping some iron, doing
Was
some
he?
chin-ups. I was like, damn.
can you do a lot of chin-ups?
No. Can you?
Probably muscle out 4 or 5, maybe.
Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So training's going good though, Gager.
Good.
I see my pace improving. I'm not as tired.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get some new kicks to run in.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I gotta go look because I have flat feet.
Me too.
So it's really hard for me to find a good pair that doesn't destroy them.
I think, I don't know who had, oh, never mind. Yeah, there's those new running shoes. Like sometimes I go, what are these skates? Like who spends $350 on a pair, like running shoes? I went into that running room or whatever, and they had those Hokas. And they were these fancy new running shoes or whatever. These things are just ridiculously expensive.
I was looking at Benny's feet. He's size 13, man.
Is he?
Yeah.
That's me too.
It's crazy.
What's wrong with that?
Big feet, man.
Big shoes.
Enough about our feet and running. YouTube Trev says this wind, laugh out loud. It is windy.
Stop it, Trev. It blew the shingles off my in-laws' garage. So
yeah, it's bad, man. Like yesterday, he got up and went on our balcony. You couldn't even be out there, man.
really?
Yeah, man. Like would blew me away. Gager going running and darting with Hernan? No, Gager doesn't run anymore, right?
No.
You do walking though. You like walking, right?
I walk the dog, man.
Okay. I thought you said you did treadmill
Sometimes.
Okay. You have a treadmill at home?
Mhm.
Nice. Is it just with full clothes right now?
No. It's, it gets used. My wife uses it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my daughter uses it.
Okay, because most people when they have those,
Oh, it's just a laundry hang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into homes and they've had just some of the most deluxe workout equipment and just hanging shirts on it. I remember one of the, like, there's some wacky treadmills. Remember Nick Schultz, D-man for the Oilers?
Yes.
I played with him in Germany during one of the lockouts, and he lived around the corner from me back here. And I went over to his place to hang out, and his wife had a treadmill. This thing looked like the tread of a tank, like the one side of it. Like it was huge. And I go, what is this? And the struts or the whole belt of it was individual pieces of big, thick rubber to more simulate you were running outside, but with a little give.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this thing probably cost a fortune, though. It was.
Just quickly switching top. I saw Coop's latest golf video yesterday.
I was going to watch that. I got too busy.
I'll say this, like his form's looking really good.
Is it?
Like he looks like a golfer now.
No way.
Yeah. Because you were in the bush in one, right? And you had to hit the ball onto the green. Or
yeah, it was weird, man.
Yeah,
like I had to stand on my back foot and do all these different things. I checked the wind.
You look like a pro
today.
You look like a pro to me, man.
Well,
and
I
you
dressed
hit it
as
pretty
Tiger
well.
Woods, trying to channel my inner Tiger Woods on that one. Yeah,
nice.
But I got to get to practice. That's the hardest part of it all, right? Like, I mean, you could be good at something. You could hit the ball 10 times in a row, dead center. But if you take a week off, you're not going to be good, right?
Yeah.
So
Do you go to the range a lot?
I tried it like once or twice a week to the range, but I honestly just go to my dog park. Like I live right near one, and bring a ball and just hit it, walk.
Illegally?
So it's not illegal. Don't.
Yeah, don't. If you can go to driving ranges, see if you can hit off the actual ground, not the mats so much. They won't. I mean, they're fine, but what happens is when you go through on the mats have a lot of give. So you're actually teeing up your own ball if you slow it down. Like you're popping it almost up in the air as you come down on it. So
No, it looks really good.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, my teacher, Cam Martins, even said I have a good golf swing.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Look at
There we
that.
go. Yeah, high praise.
Yeah,
Went straight to the head.
I bet. Hey, it's one place to start, man.
Yeah,
good.
that's good, man. Good for you. Before you know it, you'll be the best golfer here.
Yeah, I wonder how good the Toronto Maple Leafs golf game is.
That's awesome.
Really good.
It's got to be really good.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time doing it.
Yeah.
Rip City Step says, did Hernan get an HR complaint and has to hide his guns today?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
I don't know about that. Tom's water guns were jealous of Hernan's BB guns. Yeah, I got to say this about Tommy Gazzola. His haircut looks awesome.
Yeah. His hair makes up for his small arms.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the barber shop and be like, I want the Tom Gazzola.
Don't you have to go to Chantal?
Chantal. I go to Shadify downtown.
Do you?
Yeah, the boys know me well there.
I go to Shea Gage.
Do it yourself.
Do it myself. I wonder how much. Yeah. I'd like to see Tommy's hair bill.
I'd $40-50 probably.
Really? That's good.
Well, if he's going to like a barber, like that's his specific.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's a place on 109th called Lorenzo's. It's a big, huge building. I got a few friends that work in there. They did my wife's hair. And my wife's got like tons of hair. It's crazy.
All girls like to do their hair. That's a lot of money.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. When she went, like, I'm going to get my hair done. And it was like 7:30 in the morning. I go, okay, well, or no, it was 10. And I go, well, when's your appointment? She goes, well, it's at 12. I go, why are you? Well, I got to go get wine. I go, wine? He goes, well, yeah, we'll have wine and cut my hair. I go, where are you going? And then she came back at like 9:30 at 10 at night. And I'm like,
Holy
all greased up with a nice looking head of hair. I was like, Jesus.
It's a whole day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one says the big treadmill Gager just described is a slat mill. Exactly what we use in our mobile dog gym to exercise dogs year round.
Oh.
Interesting.
I think Peloton had one of those too that I was kind of looking at before, but it said it simulates running outside. It was more for like actual people that do 5Ks, 10Ks, marathons all the time, because running on my treadmill, I love it because it's like running on a trampoline. That thing's just boing, boing. There's a lot of give on that. Those ones, I don't need that for my knees at this point.
Run says Chantel is 100 minimum from, is he joking? Is that for real? Because if Tommy's paying $100. Ooh.
I mean, it's a good haircut, Tommy, but I don't know about that. You could go down to Great Clips and
Rip City Step. He expenses his hair care to EST.
He probably does.
No, I don't think he can expense hair. I got to get one. I look like a jabroni right now.
You always wear a hat anyway.
No, but it's because my hair is just out of whack.
Oh, okay.
So like my hair, like if I put nothing in it, it's like Kramer's. Like legit. Like
Really?
It's all curly and it stands up.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go with that?
Looks terrible.
I like that, though.
Oh boy.
Hey, how good was it to hear JMO on the morning show?
Oh, I love Jay.
Hey?
He called me yesterday morning. We had a good chat about life,
Nice.
about him doing the show this week.
It's great.
Oh, it's great. It's always great to have him back. I absolutely love JMO.
Yeah.
Gonna come in a little early tomorrow so I can see him, chat with him in person.
Yeah, I got a little too busy today. I sent out you know how you sometimes on the X machine, you respond to someone and someone wrote about hints.
Oh, McDavid.
And comparing McDavid and speed. And I wrote back, hey, look, not saying Hintz is slow, but Connor's turned the other way and is crossing over and getting to the puck and stick handling and still maintaining the speed, while Hintz is full stride right away in a straight line. And most guys can't generate speed like Connor does with crossovers. Like obviously you gain, but he is just next level. And then just slowing that goal down, which was such an unbelievable goal to look at. Because as guys were asking me around here, was that a bad goal by DeSmith?
Yeah.
Right. No, but it's sometimes harder for a goaltender because when on a guy in a breakaway, you don't have to worry about much. But when he's got a guy on him, sometimes it's hard to read what he's about to do. So if you look at Hintz's kind of last move, he goes to the left of Connor, and DeSmith goes to his left, thinking that, well, Hintz is on that side. He won't be able to cut back the other way, I think is what happened. And then Connor just blows through the other side and just tucks it in the empty net.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's another video of there's 2 Dallas Mavericks players at the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, he's cold, man.
He's cold, man.
Yeah, he's like the greatest of all time. For real, like Wayne Gretzky. And then he scored the goal, and they're like, oh.
I know.
That was good.
I love how non-hot, like especially like athletes from other professional sports think that sitting front row are the best seats to watch hockey.
Yeah.
Like they're
the worst.
They're the worst.
They're the worst. Oh, it's just brutal. But yeah, go check those out on Twitter. They're actually pretty funny. This one says, what are your thoughts on Connor Brown returning? I think it's good. I think he needs to be in the lineup. He's been an excellent player for this team in back-to-back playoffs. So listen, I think we're all Jeff Skinner guys. We all like him. We all want him to be in the lineup. But at the end of the day, I mean, Connor Brown brings more to the table, and it's been confirmed he will be in. We don't know who's out, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty safe to say that's probably Jeff Skinner, which is, yeah, it's not the best, but it is what it is when you have a lot of depth. Troll says, do the Kramer haircut tomorrow. No one wants to see that, man. No one wants to see that. Hey, the Elks made their cuts. Some surprises. Alex Hollins, Bellini's, he got cut.
Ah,
yeah, but it has to do with an injury, and he probably needs more time. He might come back. Who knows? Marcus Lewis, another surprising one. Last 2 years with the Elks, starting DB. I talked to him one of the days I went down this year, and he looked a lot slimmer, and he spent the whole offseason here, so I feel bad for him. He's a good player, but again, I think it's injury related.
What happened to Pelly?
Pelly hasn't been picked up yet.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a free agent since his release. And then a veteran guy, too, that came in with me in his draft year, Jacob Plamondon, one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet in the CFL. Really good dude. Unfortunately, he got released, too. It sucks for him because he was drafted as a defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Jones kept switching him to fullback and then offense. So he in the last 3 years, he didn't have a defined role. He's a good special teamers, but if you ask, where are you going to play? He was like, well, I think they want me at fullback now, but he came up playing a university D line. So I don't expect, I expect all 3 guys to get picked up soon. Right. So tough day, but some exciting rookies made the team. I don't know if they're going to play right away. I know some of them are on the PR. So we'll wait and see. We'll see the first depth chart on Friday, which is awesome. It's always the best day. I love depth chart day. And coming up next, we will hear from the starting Sam linebacker, Kordell Jackson. Had a great season last year with the Elks in his rookie season. He was coming off being the rookie of the year in the indoor football league. He's a great guy, and I'm very excited to see what he can do alongside slick Nick Anderson and Niles Morgan. So he's coming up next here as we switch gears just a little bit, because once Wednesday rolls around, it's going to be hardcore Oilers stuff. But for now, we're gonna give some love to some other sports and teams as well. Kordell Jackson on the other side of the break. But first, Joaquin, did you know that portions of this hour are brought to you by the Canadian Brewhouse?
I did.
Oh, look at that. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light, where you can win. No, we got to switch this one up. Full details at CanadianBrewhouse.com for that. So go check out the CBH. The Ice House also works, and Tommy will be there for game 1 and 2. It kind of switches up our routine because we're also used to going to game 1 and 2 over there. Yeah. Now he's going to be here, and then we'll have to wait till next Monday to be. I think we'll be at BP's Westgate once again.
Right, because it's 2 days travel.
Yeah, exactly. So, we roll along. Edmonton Elks on the other side of the break. Here's Coop.
Four-time Stanley Cup champion Yanni Gourde has signed a 6-year contract extension with the Lightning worth nearly $2.5 million per season. The 33-year-old was reacquired by the Lightning last season, recording 31 points in 57 games split between the Kraken and the Lightning. For the Panthers, captain Sasha Barkov has won both the Frank J. Selke Trophy and the King Clancy Memorial Trophy. Barkov has been a finalist for the Selke Trophy for the last 5 seasons, winning the award 3 times. And down south, Detroit's Frank Ragnow has announced his retirement after 7 NFL seasons. A 29-year-old center was a 4-time Pro Bowler, spending his entire career with the Lions. In baseball, the Mets battle the Dodgers, the Angels and Red Sox meet while the Twins and Athletics go at it, having 7 games around the league. And the Blue Jays and Phillies start their 3-game series tomorrow. Out in Vancouver, Canada's under-20 women's soccer team faces Mexico. Kickoff is at 2. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc, they're the experts you need to know. After a brief intermission, Kordell Jackson from the Elks connects with us here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
You look at like John Klingberg and Kulak and Walman, like these guys are not looked at maybe as highly as the Florida guys are.
They're going to be underestimated.
They're going to be underestimated, but like when you're like us and you've watched this team, this whole playoff run, you go like, that's a very, very capable playoff defenseman. Klingberg to me has been the biggest surprise for me in this playoff run. It looks like he did in Dallas.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc, we're the experts you need to know.
It's 1:44. Welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Joaquin, Gage, Zach Kubish, Hernan, Salas, as we switch gears from the oil, and we're going to talk some green and gold. They kick off their season on Saturday from BC with Snoop Dogg in the house. That's going to be awesome. We'll see. It's going to be great. The CFL season kicks off on Thursday, and right now we're very pleased to bring into the show Edmonton Elks linebacker this year, Kordell Jackson. Kordell, how you doing, my man?
Hey, how you doing? I'm good, man.
That's good stuff, Kordell. You guys just wrapped up the preseason on Friday with a 1-point win there, and you're ready to get into the full swing of the regular season. How was camp for you? Your second go around here in the CFL?
Oh man, camp was good, man. Everybody pretty much came out healthy, got fresh legs up, but still had good work, good mental. So I believe we're ready for the season.
Kordell, you play against the Lions in preseason. I know it's different than regular season with the lead up here, but is there anything that you can take from the preseason game and look at who you're playing against and implement it for this weekend?
Yeah, anytime you're playing, man, certain people have certain tales, whether it's the preseason or not. So I believe you could just take their demeanor or how they approach the game. Then you can just take as far as conditioning, if they're conditioned, how well they're conditioned, the speed of the game, all that goes in effect in the preseason. It's really pretty much like the regular season as far as that.
Kordell, you're playing a new position. I know last season you played a little bit of safety and halfback, but this season they got you lined up at Sam linebacker alongside Nick Anderson and Niles Morgan. How's that transition been for you, and how excited are you to play this new position?
The transition has been really smooth. I played nickel. It's like the nickel down south, and I played that all my life as far as in college and in high school. So it feels really good to be back, close to the box. Still able to cover, still able to just be active in the pass and the run, man. And it's a pleasure playing beside Nick and Niles, man. They make the game real easy for me.
Kordell, so this year seems like it is a completely a different look to the Elks. What's the most important thing for you and your team to get off to a good start? Is it like getting that first win under the belt and feeling good about yourselves? I mean, you don't want to see what's happened over the past years. Is that first win early as possible mean the most to this team?
That first win is definitely important, but I already believe that we've been taking the right steps just from camp and the preseason. That last game being down 2 possessions in the fourth quarter and then coming back to win. So I believe all that plays a part and what we need in order for a great start. And we are off to a great start from the preseason and camp. So we're just looking forward to building that momentum. But that's just a shout-out that goes out from the top down, from ownership, the president, to the GM, to the head coach, to our position coaches, to us. So it's a top-down organization, and we're already off to a great start. I'm looking forward to building on that momentum.
Edmonton Elks linebacker Kordell Jackson joining us here on EST Afternoons. Kordell, your D coordinator is a linebacking legend here in Edmonton, J.C. Sherrod, and then on the DBs you got Aaron Grimes, who also is pretty well loved in this city. How have those two guys been for you with the transition, switching coordinators from last year's group?
It's been different just because they played in Edmonton, so they know how much love, and they know the tradition, and they know what it means to be an Edmonton Elk or an Eskimo. And that's really important to us because they've been there and done it. They won championships. They did what we're looking to do. So it's very important to us just because they know it. They've seen it. They've lived it. So it's easy for us to buy in and listen to what they're saying because it's on film. It's in the history book. So that really makes an easy transition. And we just got to listen to them and continue to build on the legacy of the EE.
Kordell, well said. Before you came up here last year, you were in the Indoor Football League with the Frisco Fighters. You're a Defensive Rookie of the Year. You led the league with 8 interceptions. We always ask the American players, what was the biggest, eye-opener for you when it came to the Canadian game? Your first kind of go-around on the field here.
Playing in indoor really helped me out as far as the transition because I was able to see a high motion in a closer space. Mm-hmm. But when I got up here, the field was just so much space, so much end zone. Even when you're in the red zone, you're in the open field because it's 20 yards back there that you still have to cover. So just the length of the field and how wide it is, man, that's the biggest difference between the game and the transition from down south to up here.
Kordell, you got to promise us because I don't want to put too much pressure on you. And I know athletes put pressure on themselves, but we had Nick Anderson on before a game last year, and I think he had like 8 tackles the next game. So if something happens special for you, just promise to come on our show after soon after tomorrow or this weekend's game.
I'm going to give you guys all the credit, man. So if it happens, I got to be on here next game as well. I got to keep the tradition alive if it's something good that's happening.
Yeah. You can even ask Nick. He knows it was all us. I think he had like 12 tackles. He was just outstanding. But Kordell, man, we're looking forward to the season. We think it's going to be a great one for the Green and Gold. And I'm really excited to watch you play alongside Nick and Niles Morgan there at the Sam linebacker spot. All the best on Saturday. And we'll chat soon, my friend.
I appreciate y'all having me, man.
All right, that's Kordell Jackson, Edmonton Elks linebacker, a great guy, well-spoken, and it's going to be an interesting transition for him. But the Sam linebacker spot, like he said, in the CFL, it is like the nickel. Yeah. It's usually a DB, maybe a little bit bigger. I know back in the Chris Jones days, like Dexter McCoyle played there, and he liked the lanky guys. But I think Kordell's perfect for that because he's a hell of a tackler, Joaquin. So him with Nick Anderson on this is unreal. Nick, let me just pull up his stats in a game where he didn't play the whole game. Joaquin. Like this guy might become the best linebacker in the CFL. Like legit. Like Niles for me is very underrated. He doesn't get the love. For me, Niles is top 3, top 4 linebacker in this league. But buddy, look at this stats for Nick Anderson, who didn't play the whole game. He had 10 tackles. 10 in what, half a game?
What a beast.
He's unreal, man. He was flying all over that first half. He was absolutely outstanding. Kordell had 5 tackles. Niles Morgan had 4. Like this, and I'm biased. I'll admit it. I worked there. I know these guys, but I've always said it. Niles Morgan's one of the best. Nick Anderson coming off Rookie of the Year. He's only getting better. And Kordell Jackson, trust me, he's a sneaky little player. He's going to be excellent. This linebacking core might be the best in the league. Is that okay to say?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday, man. This will be great.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait. Rourke versus Ford.
Who's on the call? Is Dusty on the call?
No, he's in Montreal.
Oh, he's out there, right?
Yeah. He's so I'll give you the schedule. So Thursday it opens up with the Riders hosting the Ottawa Redblacks. It's going to be a great game. I might want to hang out with Lieutenant Eric for that game. Those guys are the best to watch a Riders game with. Him and Luke. Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're the best.
Oh, that's fun.
I was watching a game with Luke one time. This is years ago. And it was like the first quarter. It looks like it's over. No. And they ended up winning. And I was like, holy, these guys are worse than I am.
Wow. Who were we talking to about, I don't know, about Regina? Oh, it was a different guy. Or I can't remember, but just the feel of a Riders game, it's crazy.
Like when you're there on
Maybe
game
it was
day.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, we'd always get up for breakfast and go, and Regina's small, right?
Yeah.
And like everybody's in green, and then you have signs saying we close at 2. Game tonight. It's like, well, you're a restaurant. Why wouldn't you be open? Because no one's gonna be there anyway. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It is a vibe. It is fantastic.
Where's your favorite stadium? Is it
Regina?
Regina?
Oh, it's
not Winnipeg?
Winnipeg's probably second.
Yeah.
Like both of those are on another level.
Yeah.
BC's not bad. Montreal's the worst. Like to work there.
Yeah.
Like to go hang out and have a beer is probably awesome.
Yeah.
Ottawa's pretty nice too. Okay. Hamilton's nice. Like Hamilton's pretty nice. Calgary.
No.
Who am I missing? Oh, Toronto, like BMO Field.
Oh yeah, whatever.
It's a cool little facility. So, because we stayed like a block from the fields, we just walk over. It was nice. And then on Friday you have the Argos in Montreal, and then Saturday it's doubleheader, 5:00 Ticats in Calgary to take on Vernon Adams Jr. in the Stamps, and then the big matchup. It's the Elks and the Lions at 8:00. So make sure to be tuned in for that one. No Oiler game, so it's perfect. You can switch from I was going to say copper and blue, but that's not right. Orange and blue.
Orange and blue.
To the green and gold for one night. All right? For one night. And I know today Maddie was hosting the Draft and Elks event, which is a great event. I was part of it last year, so it is fantastic. So, and then the Elks get a bye.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. And then they have their home opener against Montreal.
Wow.
Oh, and if you missed it, Walter Fletcher released by the Alouettes. They're starting running back from last year.
I saw that.
Yeah. And Fletch is a great guy. I got to know him a little bit before.
Why would they do that?
Him. I don't
Injury?
know. No, I guess this new guy they brought in was awesome in the preseason. And then Toronto cuts Kadeem Carey and Kevin Brown. I know they got McMahon there, but I was a little blown away. A lot of interesting cuts. Again, I don't think a lot of these guys are going to be out of work long.
Injuries off the hop, and you think?
But Kadeem and Kevin Brown, non-injury. Same with Walter Fletcher.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Very interesting. Like, it's the CFL, man. Like, you see this all the time, right? Look at Edmonton. Marcus Lewis, Alex Hollins, who we thought was going to be, and he's a great character and all that. You never know, he might return halfway through the season, but I am so damn pumped for this season. Let's go. It's going to be fun. We need to fill that Commonwealth Stadium, though. I know it was a preseason game on Friday, but it wasn't good.
Yeah, I was. Look, it's tough because didn't the Oilers play the night before? Well, no, but it was just a little fatigue. I think
there was no excuse,
but I don't think there was. I was expecting a lot more just because of the weather. You know, it was nice.
It's nice, man.
It was really nice to go and it was warm too. So that was a little surprising. But you know what? The bottom line is wins puts butts in the seats.
It's all that puts butts in the seats.
Doesn't matter how good the hot dogs are. I can only do so much.
Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm not even going to go there. Bronco Nick says, only reason Anderson is in the CFL is because of his height. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. If he was a bit taller, he's NFL.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Because he's played a lot of preseason games in the NFL, but I think they look at him and they're like, he's just too, he's not. Do
you think if he has another year like he did last year?
They might look at him.
They might have a gander.
Because there's been other guys that have gone from the CFL into the NFL and become starters, and they've been kind of the same height, same kind of body structure. So, I mean, if you're an NFL team looking for maybe a guy to start on special teams, I don't know why you wouldn't look at Nick Anderson. He is an absolute beast. I just read he had 10 tackles in half a game.
Yeah.
Like, that guy is outstanding. Outstanding.
Are linebackers... That'd be an interesting question. Are linebackers kind of like goaltenders in a sense where they don't look at them unless they're over a certain height?
I think in the NFL you have to be a certain.
Yeah, like is that kind of?
You don't. I'm trying to think of a small linebacker in the NFL. I remember the Niners.
There's been a couple, right?
The Niners had Borland, who retired at like 23, 24 because he didn't want to screw up his head. He was small, but he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the CFL, it's a little bit different because a lot of the linebackers are DBs, right?
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, for example, Cameron Wake was with the BC Lions. He was a defensive end. He went to the NFL and was a star. Well, he was really good. He was an outside linebacker.
Yeah.
So do you get the height difference?
The height and size is different, right? So.
Right. So in that sense, I find it interesting because even like a safety in the NFL usually turns out to be a linebacker in the CFL. So it's interesting though. It's really interesting the difference in height and bodies and that go from NFL to the CFL.
Well, the first thing you always hear from guys coming from down south up here is They see the field, but once you get out there, man, this is huge.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and then having the extra 10 yards in the end zone is probably a lot to deal with.
Panthers Pancakes. What would be deemed a successful home opener, Carl? 25,000 seems realistic. Well, Panthers Pancakes. I'll say this: you win on Saturday, that should be sold out for Montreal. That's a hell of a team coming in, right? The only downer, it's a Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah. The kids are still in school.
Right.
So I think they missed the boat with the scheduling there, but yeah. Alex Singleton, who was with the Stamps a few years ago, he's now a stud in Denver.
Right.
Yeah. And he wasn't overly huge.
No.
He was big, but he's an absolute stud. So there's a Freeman that went from the Riders to the Colts. There's a lot, man. There's a lot. The CFL's, I hate to say it, but they're getting a lot of quality players that then these guys get NFL opportunities, which is kind of cool. Anyway, it's 2:00, Gager. We got to get out. Coming up second hour, Tim Hauraney. I wonder what we're going to talk about. Inside the numbers, we'll continue to tee up Oilers, Panthers as they get set to face off in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals on Wednesday at 6:00. Let's go. Keep slamming that thumbs up. We're not even close to 100. What a disappointing day when the thumbs up, Joaquin? Very slow. I get it. It's Monday. The Monday blues. But let's try to get to 100 at least. At least 100.
It's a slow burn.
Yes. And keep hitting us up on the Nasty Chat River Korean box 780-218-9999. We're back after the break here on EST Afternoons.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, June 14th at Rad Torque Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts, heart-pounding collisions, cars drop from towering cranes, and a jet car. Celebrate an early Father's Day of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night, Saturday, June 14th at Rad Torque Raceway, just west of Highway 2 on Highway 19 at the Edmonton Airport. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Down in Tampa, the Lightning have re-upped 33-year-old Yanni Gourde to a 6-year contract extension worth nearly $2.5 million per season. Gourde won 2 Stanley Cups with the Lightning, moving on to Seattle before being reacquired by the Lightning this past season, potting 31 points in 57 games split between the two teams. From Sunrise, Panthers captain Sasha Barkov has won the King Clancy Memorial Trophy while picking up the Frank J. Selke Award. King Clancy Trophy for leadership abilities on and off the ice. Selke Award for being the best defensive forward in the NHL. In Detroit, Lions center Frank Ragnow has announced his retirement from the game. The 29-year-old is a 4-time Pro Bowler being drafted by the Lightning in 2018. CFL News has Chad Kelly of the Argos throwing in pads at practice today. However, he did not take part in any offensive reps as he continues to work his way back from a leg injury. Baseball, there's 7 games. Brewers and Reds clash. The Tigers face the Red Sox while the Mets play the Dodgers. And CONCACAF Women's U20 Soccer Action sees Canada hosting Mexico at 2 o'clock. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons. Big shout out to Kordell Jackson from the Edmonton Elks for joining us here. That was a fun first hour. That was an interesting song, Coop. Very
quite relaxing.
Very relaxing. Very sensual.
Oh,
thank you. Appreciate that.
Where are we going with inside the numbers here?
Oh, I'm gonna bring you some facts.
All right.
Yeah.
I got
inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Deposit $20 or more to get a $50 casino bonus using promo code EST Casino, or deposit $20 to get a $50 free sports bet using promo code EST Sports. usable for new and existing players from June 1st to the 30th. So let's go. Inside the numbers, Gage, I was going to ask you, because we're going to talk about the series pretty much for the next 3 weeks. If it goes that long. I'm looking at it. There's some interesting battles, and between the pipes, it's going to be fascinating. I mean, Bobrovsky got the best of Skinner last year. I thought both goalies were good in moments, right? First 3 games, Bobrovsky was awesome. He stole the first game last year.
I would say the first game he was awesome. Second game, good. Third game, okay.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And then Skinner kind of turned it around too as well, right? So, you know how many times so far in these playoffs the Oilers have had under 3 goals?
Allowed?
No, scored.
2?
You're right.
Yeah.
They're wagging, man. They're scoring. How many games have the Oilers played in these playoffs? 17.
Yeah.
And in 15 of those, they've scored 3 or more goals.
That's
how
impressive.
crazy is that?
That's a good team.
Okay. How many times has the Florida Panthers been have scored under 3 goals?
3 and under, you're saying?
Yeah. No,
8.
under. No. So they've only scored under 3 goals 5 times these playoffs.
Oh.
And that's in 17 games.
Okay.
So for inside the numbers, both these teams can score, Joaquin.
Yes.
Right? That's the top 2 teams in these playoffs. Florida's number 1 in goals for 66. Edmonton is second. Do you know how much?
65.
Yes. How did you know that? Are you cheating?
No, I'm just really smart.
All right. So for me, when I look at, and people are going to ask us what some of the keys to this battle. And for me, when I look at those stats, Gager, it comes down to 2 people.
Okay.
Stewie Skins.
Yep.
And goalie Bob.
Really? Hey, you're looking at the goaltenders, hey?
Because who's going to try to keep it under 3? Who's going to be the best at it? And now, it's not all on them because the team in front of them has to play well as well.
I think this is... So, do you think it's going to be a low-scoring series? Like, is this going to be like 2-1s, 3-2s?
Not the way they're scoring goals.
Yeah, but here's my theory on it. Like, because when you watch both of these teams play, and especially against, well, not so much the kind of the latter stages of the Carolina series, and the Leafs with the Florida Panthers, they played a style that was so hard for so long that they just wore the other team down. And then by the latter part of the second period, third period, they just blew the doors off them, right? They extended their leads. Like I was telling, over, their last 4 or 5 games, 3 of those games, Florida Panthers on the road sent the opposing fans home early. Like there were fans heading to the doors with a lot of time left to go in the third period. So, but I think that's because they're a mature team. They're comfortable playing in those low scoring games that just they wear down that other team. But on the flip side of that, Edmonton does the same type of thing now.
Yeah, they're very similar.
So that's why I think this could be a lower scoring affair because both these teams are quite comfortable playing in those. They're not going to feel like maybe, the Leafs, to me, they get to a point, we got to score. They could be up a goal and they still think they got to score, right? Whereas the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers are kind of, it's okay. We keep working hard. Stay to the game plan. We'll eventually get our chances. We just got to do it. So I'm convincing myself after talking to myself that this is going to be a low, like these are going to be, and I love these types of games that feel like you're in overtime from the drop of the puck, right?
Oh, it's going to be great. But that's what I mean. Like both teams score a lot. Like to be under 3 goals only twice in 17 games is unreal. Florida a little bit worse than the Oilers a little bit better. Well, not as good as the Oilers, I'll put it that way, with 5. So they score a lot. In their last series, the Oilers gave up 11 goals. 9 of those came in 2 games, Joaquin. 9 of those. The Florida Panthers gave up 10 goals against in 5 games. So that's why I'm looking, is it going to come down to not being out goalied, but is it who makes the save when needed? When it's 2-1, and the Oilers are up, is Stuart Skinner going to be able to lock it down and close that game out? Same for the other side, right? Because you think it's going to be low scoring. I still think it's going to be high scoring, so it comes down to the same thing that I'm talking about is which goalie makes the save late in the game. Who stops that breakaway? Who stops that one-timer?
I think it's the most important saves, the saves when it is 0-0 or up a goal. Those are the big saves, right?
Yeah.
It's not the save when you're down by 2 stopping a couple breakaways, right? Although it keeps your team in it, but it's the goalie that takes the goals away when it's to allow your team to get the lead or keep the lead.
Yeah, so let's look at the goalies then, Gager, for inside the numbers.
Let's do it.
Bobrovsky's got a .912 save percentage and a .211 goals against.
That's pretty good.
Our boy Skinner's got a .904 save percentage and a .253 goals against.
Really good.
Really good, right?
Yeah.
And those numbers, I mean,
well, look where they were.
Yeah, the 2 games that killed them were the Dallas game and the 2 LA
Well,
ones.
just the first 2 games of the playoffs too didn't help.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And look at how he's, you know what you have to do to get your numbers back to reasonable? Well, you have to perform quite well in that short amount of time, man.
How quick do Oiler fans turn on Skinner after they lose one game?
Immediately.
You know that's coming, right? Pickers better get the start next one.
Start stretching. No, of course they will, because that's
unless
the
this
name
is
of
a
the game.
complete collapse by the Oilers, which I don't see happening. This is Skinner's net throughout.
Oh,
I do. Sorry.
You think they just keep
If
rolling?
they lose 5-3, you're not switching goalies, Joaquin. Come on.
Oh no, not after game 1. You're not going to pull a DeBoer. Did you see?
What a gentleman.
Class.
What a classy guy, man. And I'm happy he did it that way, man.
Jake Ottinger, yeah, you got respect. I got you. You got my respect. Man.
Yeah.
You didn't throw any shade at the staff or anything. You took somewhat responsibility, and it's a hard thing to do, but he said it. He said, "Look, my job's to stop the puck. If I stop one of those or 2, we're not having this conversation." So,
yeah, I loved what he said. I think that's how most professional athletes should carry themselves. Because I know a lot of people were thinking he was going to come in and rage and call.
Well, he probably was at a point.
100%. Maybe behind closed doors, he's like, I didn't like that you pulled me.
Yeah.
Playing it, but he's like, that guy's a solid dude.
And I like, he's still, he still has a ton of confidence. He said it in there. He goes, when I'm at my best, I'm one of the best goalies on the planet.
It's just
which isn't wrong.
He can't get by the Oilers. Like the Oilers have destroyed him in 2 series.
Yeah.
Seriously.
He might have to move to the East.
Yeah. Seriously, because he doesn't have an answer. He doesn't. So it's an interesting little thing here. The Oilers and Florida Panthers can both score a ton of goals. They can both lock it down, as we can see. But now it's interesting because I don't think Florida's met a team like the Oilers yet this playoffs, and I don't think the Oilers have met a team like Florida yet.
No. So you've got goaltending in your mind is the number one. That's the first big one. What's the second?
The second big one, I think, is going to come down to special teams.
Oh, okay.
Because last year the Oilers came in hot. They hadn't given up a power play goal, and Florida torched them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, their PK has been a lot better. Their power play for me is almost becoming automatic for the Oilers. So if the Oilers can continue that trend, it bodes well. But on the flip side, what's Florida bringing? Right? Let's take a look. We're inside the numbers for Play Alberta.
I think the Oilers have done something different this playoff run than last year. Like you'd mentioned, the PK was ridiculous. The power play was good.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of each series, PK and power play weren't good in all 3.
Yeah.
They weren't good at all. And they made the coaching staff and the personnel were able to make certain adjustments to have success as the series progressed, or even it flowed right into the next game. So that's important. You're right. I agree with you there. I think this is something that they need to, and I'm sure they're just scouring over hours of film as we speak of Florida's specialty teams to make sure that both the power play and the penalty kill can get off to that good start, right? Because didn't Florida last year, and I mean last year, but just wasn't it 2 power play goals that they scored? And it was kind of like, whoa, what's going on? We haven't allowed one of these in a while.
So that's what I mean now. Like, is the Oilers power play all of a sudden going to go, do you know what I mean? That's why I think it's an important part, because Edmonton's power play is at 30%. Okay. Florida's is at 23.2. That's quite the drop off. So the Oilers have the advantage 100%.
Yeah. Well, how good was it against I'd like to see what it was against the Hurricanes there, because I think it was pretty good.
Yeah. The PK, though, that's where things change.
Okay.
The Oilers are at 66%, which is terrible. Even though they've been better as of late, Florida Panthers are at 87.9 on the PK.
Yeah.
So
it is an aggressive, fast, very, very good PK.
And that's what I like about this matchup. And I think Huss said it on Lock Shop with Matthew Wannick earlier. He goes, usually when there's a matchup, you're like, oh, really? In the final again, these two teams. He goes, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Because there's no secrets between these two teams. You know exactly what you're going to get. So I think the goaltending special teams are top 2. 5-on-5, Joaquin. Whew, how much time we got? I mean, I still give the Oilers the edge because of McDavid and Draisaitl. Like, when it all comes down to it, you need one goal. I'm always going to go on the team with the 2 best players. And I know Sasha Barkov is a fantastic player, but I wouldn't put him ahead of Leon or Connor McDavid.
Yeah, he's up there, man.
He's 3rd best player forward in this series, 100%.
You don't put Tkachuk in there too?
Well, Tkachuk's probably 4th. But just look at you just said those 2, we said the Oilers 2. And then you go and you have Marchand, the wily old vet. You have Corey Perry. Then you have Sam Bennett. You have Evander Kane, right? Like, it's Sam Reinhart, Nuge. Like, it's such a great matchup.
I really wish, and not just to watch it and see his impact. I really wish Hyman didn't get injured.
Yeah. Good old Himes, man. It's tough. Because that's a game. Like, for me, that's a big loss. Like, and listen, I know Connor Brown's coming back in, but Arvidsson, Kapanen, Jeff Skinner, Trent Frederick, they're not Zach Hyman.
He's just capable of, Zach Hyman's capable of making a play that changes the outcome of a game.
Yeah.
Right? Because wasn't it, did he blow up Doughty to keep the puck in the one game and they got the empty netter, right? And just bowled him over.
Oh, yeah.
And the goals he scores, the hits.
The beast.
Yeah, but next man up, right?
Next man up. That was inside the numbers. For Play Alberta, deposit 20 or more to get a $50 casino bonus or a $50 free sports bet. For the casino, all you got to do is put in the code EST Casino. For the sports bet, EST Sports, all the way till the end of the month. The afternoon inbox, like always, is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Dire Straits Legacy on June 12th, or you can check out on June 6th, just a few days, ZZ Top. All you got to do for tickets, rivercreeresort.com, or hit up the River Cree box office. On the other side of the break, we'll get to our Need for Speed segment for Rad Torque Raceway, and Tim Hauraney will join us. We got a lot to get to here with Mr. Max. Really pissing me. Keep the text coming into the River Cree inbox and the Nasty Chat. Slam that thumbs up. We're close to 100. We would greatly appreciate that. We're back after the break to talk some racing.
In the NHL, the Lightning have re-upped 33-year-old Yanni Gourde to a 6-year contract extension worth nearly $2.5 million. Gourde was retained by Tampa Bay from Seattle midway through last season, recording 31 points in 57 games. Staying in Florida, Sasha Barkov has taken home the Selke Trophy, being the best defensive forward in the league, while also winning the King Clancy Memorial Trophy after showing leadership abilities on and off the ice while making contributions to his community. In football news, four-time Pro Bowler Frank Ragnow of the Lions announced his retirement at 29 years of age. He played 7 seasons in the NFL, all with the Lions. MLB action, 7 games on the slate. Angels and Red Sox go at it. Mets and Dodgers duke it out while the Padres meet the Giants. Colorado and Miami open up the night with first pitch at 4:40. While in Vancouver, Canada's under-20 women's soccer national team takes on Mexico at 2 o'clock. This sports update is brought to you by Capital Care. Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects the residents at Capital Care, and whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution, every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. Tim Hauraney, F1 Analyst, joins us for Need for Speed, presented by Rad Torque Raceway. Next, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL. Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th, in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits: Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends, where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Welcome back to EST Aftenoons here from the William Huff Studios, 224. As we get to our Need for Speed segment, brought to you by Rad Torque Raceway's Annihilation Night. Friday, June 13th. They've changed the date due to the Oilers, so make sure if you're attending, it's June 13th. Celebrate an evening of destruction in the dirt with crashing, smashing, and burning vehicles. Info and tickets at radraceway.com. I can't talk right now. You might have to do the whole interview with them.
Yeah. Do you have some shellfish or something?
I don't know, man. Am I okay?
I don't know.
All right. As we bring in F1 and Indy Car Insider, also does some work for TSN, our good buddy Tim Hauraney. Tim, how you doing?
I'm good, guys. How's it going?
It's going good, man. Better than Max. I'll say that. But why don't we start there before we get to everything else we got to talk about? I mean, I saw your hit on TSN. What a situation there with him, with George Russell saying he'll bring him tissues next time and all that. But he's close to a one race ban. Tim, for I guess our casual auto racing fans, can you just explain this whole situation that's going on with Max right now?
Yeah, so I think a lot of it obviously has to do with what happened in the race on Sunday and just his frustrations, boiling over and making contact with George Russell there at turn 5, and then basically getting a 10-second time penalty. But what was also put forward by the race stewards was 3 penalty points on his super license. Now, some people may not think that's a big deal, but it actually is a very big deal because it takes into a total of 11 penalty points that he has on his super license currently now. 1 more penalty point, and he will have to serve a 1-race ban. And penalty points are very easy to pick up. Like if he just zips by a waved yellow flag and doesn't lift and he doesn't see it, I mean, that right there could easily be a penalty point, no questions asked. So very easy to pick those up, and he's going to be on thin ice now moving forward for the next little while. That's for sure. Till at least I would say June 30th, because June 30th, what happens then is he'll have penalty points expire on his super license. So that'll put him down to, what's my math here? That'll put him down to 9 penalty points. But again, he's 3 away from getting a race ban. Now, the next 2 penalty points, they don't come off until the end of October. So he'll have to keep his nose clean.
Oh, wow.
From the end of June all the way to the end of October. And so basically the way these penalty points work is the driver will accrue them in a 12-month period. So Max obviously picking up his first penalty points back at the end of June in 2024 at the Austrian Grand Prix, when him and Lando Norris made contact at that race up at the top of turn 3. So he's going to have to watch how hard he races people as well at the same time. And, he's on thin ice, guys. So it's going to be tough for him moving forward for the next little while.
Tim, sticking with Red Bull here, we saw the strategy, the multiple stops, Max not having enough fresh tires, having to throw on the hards late, the discussion of would have been more beneficial to stay out for those last 6 laps after they retired Antonelli. And just, I mean, it seemed like for years here, Red Bull was just hitting everything, like with their drivers, the strategies, everything. And it seems like the wheels aren't as tight as they used to be. Is this just a team, lack of a better sense, not where they were, just at the head of the pack all the time? Or is there a lot more pressure to perform now? Because, I mean, even we're seeing Yuki Tsunoda down in 20th.
Yeah, I mean, like if you go back to the tire conversation and Max having to put on a set of new hard tires during that safety car period, that's just a team that didn't really prioritize their tire allocation at a track that was very abrasive throughout the entire weekend with the mixed conditions and the hot weather. And, you have to wonder if Jonathan Wheatley was still at Red Bull Racing and he didn't leave to go be the team principal at Sauber midway through last year. If he was still around, would they have run into that situation at the end of Sunday's Grand Prix? Because if you take a look at what Ferrari did over the weekend, and I made this point on SportsCenter and on the podcast as well, is the fact that, Ferrari prioritized Charles Leclerc's Grand Prix. They didn't prioritize his qualifying, which he wanted them to. They prioritized the race. And the idea behind it was that they were going to keep in stock 2 soft tires, brand new, and they weren't going to use them in qualifying like you saw other drivers who were having to use 2-3 sets at some points in Q1 just to try and punch their way out of Q1 and have enough tires left over to do 2 runs in Q3, where Leclerc only got 1 because they were holding back those soft tires for the race. Now, at the time, Leclerc questioned the decision, but following the race, he had a different perspective on it because it allowed him to actually get that podium position when the team pitted him under the safety car to put those new soft tires onto the car. And that's the team prioritizing that. And Ferrari wasn't the only team that did that. Like, there was a lot of other teams up and down the pit lane that allocated their tires properly. One of the teams that didn't, obviously, was Red Bull. And that is something that I sit back and wonder, if Jonathan Wheatley was still at the team, would they have made that decision? Because even if Red Bull tried to leave Max out for the last 6-7 laps of the race on the mediums that he was running, was that going to be enough tire to hold everybody off and get him to the end? And I mean, I don't think it would have. I honestly think he probably would have ended up P4, P5. And even on the hard tire, the new hard tire, when he came in, they slapped it on and he was upset about that. He has every right to be. And then coming out of the final corner and having that huge moment and Leclerc being able to pass him for P3.
Yeah.
Guys, I think if he doesn't have that huge moment, he's still finishing P4, P5.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way that Max was going to be able to get onto the podium once that safety car got thrown, simply because of the tire allocation that Red Bull had decided to do.
Tim Hauraney, F1 Indy Car Insider, joining us here on EST Afternoons. Tim, that's kind of a selfish question for me, but Kimi Antonelli, a rough last 3 races for him, 2 DNFs, one where he just finished at the back of the pack. What's going on there with Kimi Antonelli? I know a lot of it has to do with the car there, but what are you seeing there with Mercedes and Kimi?
Yeah, I think it was a good bounce back weekend for him. Obviously not the results he wanted. But I think when, you go back to Imola, and I think he really overloaded himself with all of the obligations that he had put in front of himself. He brought his entire school to the track, and his friends and his family, and just, I think that really did just overload him during the weekend and didn't leave him enough space so he could really focus on what he needed to focus on, which was driving the race car. You need full concentration for that stuff. And if you really do, we've seen it with other drivers in the past. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo is a perfect example. Whenever he went to Australia, usually those performances weren't the best because he was overloading himself with off-track obligations, media obligations, friends, family, so many people around, so many different things that he had to go and do. He wasn't leaving enough space for himself to focus on the job at hand, right, which was driving the race car. So I think for Kimi, he learned a valuable lesson there in Imola. Mm-hmm. Monaco was always going to be a tough track. Monaco was always going to be a bit of a damage limitation track, let's call it, because of the learning process that every rookie driver has to go through at that track. And then you get to Spain, and things were looking actually really quite positive for him. I felt that he pulled himself together quite well. I thought he qualified quite well. I thought he was having a decent race. Tire management, still an issue, something that he's still working on. That's a skill that takes quite a few years to master, is tire management. But I think the main concern, guys, is what's going on with, these Mercedes power units, because that's another one that's gone kablooey on them. Right. We saw what happened with Fernando Alonso. There's been, a couple other issues that's been happening further on in and around the paddock. So you have to wonder with McLaren, they're running Mercedes power as well. That they're going to have to really look into what's going on with the engine issues that Mercedes has been having lately, and maybe see if they can get some things fixed.
Tim, we're 9 races in, 15 left to go. Looking into your crystal ball, How do you see the from this point moving forward? Is it going to be much the same? Is this kind of McLaren's championship to lose, or is Nico Hulkenberg all of a sudden going to bring Salva to the podium and keep finishing in the points here?
I think Nico Hulkenberg would love to try and get that first podium. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
You just gotta get one. That would feel like a win. I think this is definitely going to be McLaren's to lose. As for the drivers' title, Max, I think, may have shot himself in the foot this past weekend. But, I mean, he did look competitive. Like, I heard from Andrea Stella following the race, and, he told us that they were worried about Max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, both drivers were worried about him in the race, especially on the second stint. Because the drivers were being told to keep pushing. They needed them to keep pushing because Max was on his way. And the drivers both drivers were telling them, like, we can't keep pushing. There's nothing left. Like, there's nothing left in the car. Like, this is it. So they were very worried about Verstappen in this race. Now, was P1 up for grabs? Probably not. Was P2 up for grabs? Oh, absolutely it was. And that's where, you have to take a look at what happened with Max this past weekend, and losing, I mean, has to be at least 9 points in the championship for sure that he probably should have had. And what's that going to do to him, throughout the rest of the season? If it comes down to it and Red Bull is able to rebound and they can get some more consistency out of this car and some more speed out of it, then, Max could be right back in the thick of it and claw his way back. But if he loses, this championship by a small margin of points, I mean, guys, we're going to be coming back to the Spanish Grand Prix. Yeah. We're going to say, like, this is where he lost it.
Tim, you going to be in Montreal?
Absolutely. I will.
Oh,
every year, buddy.
You lucky duck.
Every year.
You lucky duck. Hey, one last one for you.
I used to race in the race, right? Like back in the day. Yeah. So it's my home race. So I can't miss it.
Nice. Some Indy talk here. Kyle Kirkwood wins the streets of Detroit. Only 2 drivers have won so far in the Indy season. What have you made of the season there? Obviously, very new to it myself, but Alex Palou going for another win, but he was clipped and into the wall there. What have you made that there's only been 2 winners here in IndyCar so far?
It's kind of strange. That's definitely not like IndyCar. I mean, if people are just tuning in to watching IndyCar now, they're going to be like, well, what the hell is everybody talking about? This isn't
You lied to me, Tim.
No, I'm like, but yeah, exactly. That's what I'm facing now. I don't know what it is. I have a feeling it has something to do with the turbo hybrids that they're running now, because they brought those in midway through last year, and the racing kind of got scaled back, and it wasn't as exciting. And I thought, oh heck, does this have anything to do with it, and why? And I think, for me, that's what I want to understand, is because with IndyCar, I mean, usually there's not this kind of dominance from another driver. I don't remember a driver dominating this series like that. Mm-hmm. Since I was racing in Champ Car Atlantics, which was just underneath Champ Car, which is now obviously IndyCar, and the driver's name was Sebastian Bourdais. He was from France, and he was an incredible talent, and he eventually went to Formula One. But I remember watching him and just being like, this guy is so good, and I don't know how anyone's going to beat him. And I knew right then and there when I was watching this guy that he was going to Formula One. And now when I look at what Alex Palou is doing, it's kind of like, why isn't this guy in Formula One? He's that good. So that's kind of like what runs through my mind when I see what's happening now. So yeah, it's weird. I don't know why IndyCar has been the way it is this year, but I mean, hopefully things turn around. It gets a lot more exciting, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's been fun though. Like for my first go around,
Yeah.
I've enjoyed the races. I enjoy the strategies, and it's just a lot more going on. Not saying that I don't. I still enjoy F1 immensely here. But the important question here, Tim, are you on the Oilers bandwagon?
You know what? Like, okay, so here's the thing. All right, hear me out first. All right, so I grew up as a kid as a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and everyone always rolls their eyes when they say that. And, like, I live in Ontario. I grew up all the way in the middle of nowhere, rural Ontario. So everybody's like, "Well, why don't you like the Toronto Maple Leafs?" I'm like, "Well, I just don't." Okay, and like Penguins are always my team. Mario Lemieux is always my guy. And obviously getting Sidney Crosby really helped a lot. It helped me, keep interest in the sport. And as soon as Connor McDavid came around, I started to like watch more Oilers games, and because the guy is just like obviously incredible. I think Edmonton does a great job of promoting their superstars, right? And I think networks obviously do a great job of doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as the Toronto Maple Leafs went out, I was kind of lost a bit of interest. And then once I saw like Florida was probably going to make the Stanley Cup, I started focusing on Edmonton, and I was like, oh man, imagine they get into the Stanley Cup Finals. This is actually good. I would actually watch that. And sure enough, man, I'm going to watch game one for sure. I'm going to watch every game. No question about it. Like, and I'm going to hope Edmonton wins too, because I'd love to see McDavid and those guys get a cup, man. Like I think about how hard and how long they've been just grinding away at trying to win the Stanley Cup. Like, it's pretty remarkable. It's a great story. So yeah, I'm definitely cheering for the Oilers, man. It's going to be cool.
That's awesome. And you're already everybody's favorite on our show now. You just earned a few more brownie points, Tim. If the Oilers win, we'll see if it's in the budget. We'll fly you out here for the celebration. And
way to lock down favorite guest, Tim.
Yeah. Tim's
That's awesome. All right, yeah, beers are on you guys.
One day we'll meet you in Montreal, my friend. One day we'll meet you in Montreal. Tim, thank you so much. You're always so gracious with your time, man. We truly appreciate it. Enjoy a week off here from the racing, and then we'll talk ahead of Montreal for sure.
Cool. Thanks very much, guys, for having me. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right. There's Tim Hauraney, F1 Indy Car Insider. Also does some work for TSN. That one is Montreal, right? Yeah.
And if you ever want more information, go check out his podcast at Nailing the Apex, and it's great.
They nail everything.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
And they do it like it's pretty quick after the race.
Yeah.
And I think he does a quick one after qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
So it is great. Nailing the Apex. You can find it on anywhere you get your podcasts. If you're going for a walk, a workout, and you're really into F1, tune into it. Him and Adam Wild, who friend of the show as well. They do an excellent job. That was the Need for Speed segment here, which is brought to you by Rad Torque Raceway's Annihilation Night, Friday, June 13th. Celebrate an evening of destruction in the dirt with crashing, smashing, and burning vehicles. That sounds like a hoot, man. Info and tickets at radraceway.com. We'll get to some text about F1 here and continue to go around the world of sports as we close it out and get ready for Reed Wilkins, Jay Milne from 3 to 6. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
Jay's right-hander Jose Urena has been cleared through waivers and will hit free agency. The 33-year-old signed a one-year deal with Toronto in May, appearing in only 6 games for the club. Two-time Stanley Cup champion Yanni Gourde signed a 6-year contract extension with the Lightning worth nearly $2.5 million per season. The 33-year-old was reacquired by the Lightning this past season, recording 31 points in 57 games split between the Kraken and the Lightning. Well, down south, Detroit's Frank Ragnow has announced his retirement after 7 NFL seasons. The 29-year-old center is a 4-time Pro Bowler, spending his entire career in Detroit. While in baseball, the Mets play the Dodgers, the Angels and Red Sox meet, the Twins and Athletics go at it, having 7 games around the league. And the Blue Jays Phillies, they start their 3-game series tomorrow. Right now, CONCACAF women's under 20 action has Canada, Mexico tied at 1 apiece with play suspended. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back on the other side of the break.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
The one and only Matt Cassian checking in.
The Edmonton Oilers at their best are better than the Florida Panthers at their best. Now, Edmonton's floor is also lower, but that's not what we're seeing right now. Last year in the playoffs, it wasn't a heater like this. But we have seen them in the last 2 years. When they go on runs and they get hot, they get hot. Could they finish it earlier than we all think? Very possible. It's really hard to say until we actually see the teams play.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
.247, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Keep hammering that thumbs up. Let's get to 100 on a slow Monday here. Slow Monday. We're 3 away. We can get 3. Come on. Come on. Listen, Tim Hauraney is just the best, man. Like the details of the tires.
I love it.
It's like I could literally sit with him for 2 hours and just ask him F1 questions.
So funny, Max, when they, what tires are these?
And then he's like, they're like, give the spot back. And he's like, nope. Why?
I wanted to ask him that too because the FIA, they were saying they were trolling Red Bull later because they said, oh yeah, he didn't have to give the place back. But that's what I mean. Like Red Bull's falling apart where they always made the right decisions before. And even to that, they shouldn't have given the place back.
Christian Horner, I think it was Christian Horner. He was like, because those are the rules.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But this is the thing. You do that to Max, he cries. And then he gets upset when he does it and gets in trouble. And then he's like, well, I'll bring him tissues next time. Like, he's so like. And then when they ask him a question, he's like, well, why does it matter? Well, because it's a big story in the race, man.
Yeah, he's got to lighten up a little bit on the interview side. Like, you're going to have to answer some tough questions, you know? You're one of the faces.
You're one of the biggest faces of racing, man. Troll says, I've been wondering how long until Hajar replaces Tsunoda at Red Bull. I know he's a rookie, but he's already looked like the better driver. He's looked really good.
Red Bull's got to figure. He can't do that yet.
No, and
you let him.
You got to give him the rest of the year.
Yeah. And I mean, Yuki did well in racing bulls, right? It was okay in that inferior car. Like had some good performances, but now you're in the big seat. You got to do something.
Yeah, you have to. Again, give him time, give him the races he needs, but he eventually has to take that next step, right? He absolutely.
I think he's there for the rest. He's there for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I would say.
I just think with the issues they're having and Max and how he's going to have to behave now because what did he say? He's at 11 points.
Yeah.
And then at the end of June,
it resets
to
9
nines, but he still has to really be careful. And he gets a 1 race ban, bro. 1 race ban would be unreal. Bronco Nick, does this Max and Red Bull struggling add fuel to the fire for Max and Horner exit?
Well, there was talk about Horner going to Ferrari.
Yeah, I saw that. What the hell's going on there?
Yeah, what is going on?
But it never disappoints F1. It's just the stories. These guys are like the cream of the crop. So I wanted to tell you, I finished Gran Turismo yesterday. Fantastic.
Good? Okay, I gotta watch it.
So I looked up the guy after. So, well, I don't want to ruin it for you.
No, don't. I'll watch it, then we'll talk about it.
Okay, it is such a cool movie, man. It is such a cool movie, and just knowing that there's so many different racing leagues in like Europe, Japan, like because that's where this guy is, right?
Yeah.
Like he's never made it to the big ones here, but watch it, man. I think you would really enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I know I would. I'd started watching bad stuff instead. Not bad, like stuff that's got bad humor in it. The new Tom Segura comedy show is terrible, but I laughed.
I like Tom Segura's stand-up. When he goes to the hotel and they're like, Segura. And
his last stand-up's great, too. He talks about giving his mom gummies. And like he does her accent, her Spanish accent. And he's just like, you're trying to kill me.
Yeah. He's like, because the front desk kid thinks he's Japanese. And then he's like, no, I'm from Mexico.
Yeah,
and he's like, and the guy's like, I don't know what's happening. He doesn't look.
I know, yeah.
It's too funny, man. I've watched a lot of his stand-up. I don't know if I want to watch his show, though. It doesn't look too...
Oh, you got to.
Oh, boy. And... yeah, try to watch it soon because there's one part I want to talk to you about, which is kind of cool.
Sheldon S. Max has been this way long before Drive to Survive. It starts with his dad. It was funny because George actually said, I don't know, sometimes I think Max thinks he's still in a racing sim, right?
Yeah.
Like,
he's and I mean, his dad does him no favors, but it's his dad looking out for his son, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
That's what's interesting. And it was I wanted to ask him that Indy question because remember before the season started, I said I'm going to get into Indy, and he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "There's a new winner every week." And now there's been two. Yeah, there's been two, and he said it too. Alex Palou. He's like, "I'm starting to think this guy should be in F1." That's how good he is.
Cadillac, man, calling it now.
Well, because it seems like a lot of teams that are checking in on Checo.
Are they?
Well, you keep seeing reports.
Oh yeah.
But would he be the top candidate right now, Checo?
For this year?
No, for next year. Well, Terry?
I think what you want to do is, it depends what teams are looking. You know what? I think it depends when you look at the rookies and see how much they cost the team with crashes and stuff like that. Because you want someone with a little bit more experience. Like Bottas might still be on the eyes of some teams just because you know he's going to...
Like, is Bottas any worse off than Colapinto, than
yeah, I mean...
Than Hulkenberg, who I know had an excellent race?
Unreal.
Do you know what I mean? It is crazy he's never been on the podium. Remember in the first Drive to Survive, he was going to win the race and he spun out?
Spun out. Just awful.
Just awful. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's like next year, the offseason is going to be awesome to see who Cadillac gets, right?
Yeah.
And what Red Bull does.
Sauber going to Audi, is that going to improve that team?
Yeah.
Finally see the Aston Martin with Adrian Newey's hands all over it?
Aston Martin, and then it's like, even like say Red Bull moves on from Yuki, does anyone pick him up?
I wonder what Lewis Hamilton does, because he is...
But he's probably signed a big contract there.
Oh yeah, he's like an ambassador afterwards with Ferrari, so he'll be with them forever, but he looks miserable.
Like out of the group, do you see anyone not having a seat next year? Sorry.
Out of all the drivers?
Yeah. Give me one that you think won't.
Because Lance Stroll. No.
He didn't race either.
I know.
Because I think when they switch over to Audi, I think they're going to try to upgrade on Nico Hulkenberg. And that's crazy to say, but because they were trying to get Carlos Sainz in the offseason.
Yeah. The only one that really pops out to me that I think could possibly, well, I guess if you look at the Haas guys.
I don't think they're moving from Ollie, though. Ollie Behrman. Maybe Ocon.
maybe Ocon,
Yeah,
maybe, or Liam Lawson.
Liam
'cause
Lawson's another one.
That's the only two I would kind of think might have an issue.
Yeah.
Because Liam got the jump, didn't do well, and he's doing it okay, but
he's improving.
Yeah, but not.
I think they're gonna want to stay with Bortoleto. Hajar's not going anywhere. Kimmy's not going anywhere.
Red Bull's going to ruin Hajar by putting him in that thing soon.
Stay away from him. Stay away from him. Okay, we got to get out of here.
Let's get out of here.
We hit 100 thumbs up.
Thank you, people.
Thank you, lovely people. Tomorrow, it's hard from 1 to 3 to get a guest on because it's media day, and because I talked to a few Florida media. And
we can't even get Tommy on.
We can't even. Tommy doesn't do our show, so I don't know what we're gonna do. We might have to preview the NBA finals, which I think are gonna be.
We're gonna
fantastic.
go live from the golf course with Dusty. Is what we're gonna do.
Yeah. We'll get him on and see what. We'll have heat and smoke once again, and we'll continue to have fun. It's all about the fun as we continue to wait for Game 1 on Wednesday between the Oilers and Panthers. Thank you once again for listening, for watching us. Keep hammering that thumbs up. Don't forget to download our podcast on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. For Joaquin, Gage, and Zach Kubish, I'm Hernan Salas saying enjoy the rest of your Monday. We'll talk tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.